The Book of Forbidden Knowledge. Chapter 1. Divination, or How to Acquire Knowledge of Future Events. Any individual who fasts upon Midsummer Eve and seats himself within the church porch shall, at the hour of midnight, behold the apparitions of those parishioners destined to perish within the coming year, approaching and knocking upon the portal of the church in the precise order and sequence of their impending deaths. On one occasion, a vigil keeper among a company of several fell into so profound a slumber that he could by no means be awakened. Whilst in this dormant state, his phantom was observed by his companions knocking upon the church door. Should an unmarried woman fast upon Midsummer Eve, and at the stroke of midnight spread a pristine cloth with bread, cheese, and ale, and seat herself as though preparing to dine, having left the outer door unfastened, the gentleman whom she is destined to wed shall enter the chamber, salute her with a bow, drink to her health, and having replenished the vessel, leave it upon the table, offer a final bow, and depart. Upon the night of St. Agnes, being the 21st of January, take a row of pins and withdraw them one by one, reciting a paternoster as you insert each pin into your sleeve, and you shall dream of him whom you are to marry. By another method of beholding a future spouse within a dream, the inquirer must sleep in a different region from that of their customary residence. Upon retiring, they must bind the left garter about the stocking of the right leg, leaving the counterpart untouched, and, while reciting the subsequent verses, tie a knot at each punctuation mark. This knot I knit, to know a thing I know not yet, that I may see the man that shall my husband be, how he goes and what he wears, and what he does all days and years. In accordance with this rite, he shall appear within a dream bearing the emblems of his trade or profession. Another ritual is performed by invoking the moon in the following manner. Upon the initial appearance of the new moon immediately following New Year's Day, venture out in the evening, station yourself over the bars of a gate or stile, and, gazing upon the luminary, recite these lines. All hail to thee, moon, all hail to thee, I prithee, good moon, reveal to me this night who my husband must be. The practitioner shall subsequently dream of her future husband. A portion of bridal cake, passed thrice through the wedding ring and placed beneath the pillow of an unmarried woman, will cause her to dream of her future husband. A similar custom is observed in the northern regions utilizing a piece of the ceremonial groaning cheese. Chapter 2. How to Receive Oracles by Dreams. Whosoever desires to receive veracious dreams must maintain a pure, undisturbed, and imaginative spirit, disposing it in such a manner that it may be rendered worthy of intellectual comprehension and governance. For such a spirit is preeminently suited for prophecy, serving as a most pristine mirror of all things. When, therefore, we are sound of body and undisturbed in mind, our intellect unclouded by sumptuous repasts or potent spirits, untroubled by the sorrows of penury, unprovoked by lust, unswayed by vice, unagitated by wrath or anger, free from irreligious or profane inclinations, and neither prone to levity nor lost to intoxication, and we retire to our couch in chastity and slumber, our pure and divine soul, liberated from all the aforementioned evils and sequestered from injurious thoughts, is, through the medium of dreaming, endowed with this divine spirit as an instrument. Thus, it receives those celestial rays and representations that emanate from the divine mind, shining into the soul as if reflected in a deifying mirror. There exist 4 classes of veracious dreams. First, the matutinal, occurring between slumber and waking. Second, that which one beholds concerning another individual. Third, that whose interpretation is revealed to the dreamer within the nocturnal vision itself. and lastly, that which is directly communicated to the dreamer during the night. Moreover, natural objects and their peculiar combinations are also of concern to the wise. We frequently employ these to obtain oracles from a spirit through dreams, whether by means of perfumes, unctions, foods, beverages, rings, seals, or other such media. Let those who desire to receive oracles through the medium of dreams fashion for themselves a ring of the sun or of Saturn for this purpose. There are, likewise, dream-inducing images which, when placed beneath the head upon retiring, effectively produce voracious dreams concerning whatever matters the mind has previously resolved or contemplated. The practice thereof is as follows. Thou shalt fashion an image of the sun, the figure of which must depict a man slumbering upon the bosom of an angel. This thou shalt create when Leo ascends, with the sun residing in the 9th house in Aries. Thou must then write upon the figure the name of the desired effect, and upon the hand of the angel the name and character of the intelligence of the sun, which is Michael. Let the same image be fashioned with Virgo ascending. Mercury being auspicious in Aries in the 9th house, or Gemini ascending, Mercury being fortunate in the 9th house in Aquarius, and let him be received by Saturn with a favorable aspect, and let the name of the spirit be written upon it. Let the same likewise be fashioned. Libra ascending, Venus being received by Mercury in Gemini in the 9th house, and write upon it the name of the angel of Venus. Again, you may fashion the same image. Aquarius ascending, Saturn favorably possessing the 9th house in his exaltation, which is Libra, and let there be written upon it the name of the angel of Saturn. The same may be fashioned with Cancer ascending, the moon being received by Jupiter and Venus in Pisces, and being favorably positioned in the 9th house, and write upon it the name of the spirit of the moon. There are likewise fashioned rings of dreams of marvelous efficacy, specifically rings of the sun and of Saturn. Their proper astrological configuration occurs when the sun or Saturn ascends in exaltation in the 9th house, and when the moon is conjoined with Saturn in the 9th house, and within that sign which constituted the 9th house of one's nativity. Inscribe and engrave upon these rings the name of the spirit of the sun or of Saturn, and by these rules you may understand how and by what means to constitute more of these yourself. Yet know this, such images avail nothing unless they are vivified by spiritual and celestial virtue, and principally by the ardent desire and steadfast intent of the operator's soul. But who is capable of imparting a soul to an image, or of causing stone, metal, clay, wood, wax, or paper to live? Assuredly no mortal man, for this arcanum does not reveal itself to an artisan of a stubborn disposition. He alone possesses it who transcends the estate of angels, and attains unto the very archetype himself. Numerical tables likewise contribute to the reception of oracles, when they are duly constructed under their appropriate constellations. Therefore, let him who desires to receive veracious oracles through dreams abstain from evening repast and drink, and ensure he is otherwise well disposed, so that his brain may be free from turbulent vapors. Let him also maintain his bedchamber fair and clean, exorcised and consecrated. Thereafter, let him perfume the chamber with an appropriate fumigant, anoint his temples with an ointment efficacious for this purpose, and place a ring of dreams upon his finger. Then let him take one of the aforementioned images and place it beneath his head, and compose himself for sleep, meditating upon the matter he desires to know. Thus shall he receive a most certain and indubitable oracle through a dream when the moon traverses the sign of the 9th revolution of his nativity, and resides in the 9th sign from the sign of perfection. This is the method whereby we may acquire all arts and sciences whatsoever, whether astrology, occult philosophy, medicine, or other disciplines, suddenly and perfectly, through a genuine illumination of our intellect. And although all manner of inferior familiar spirits contribute to this effect, at times even malevolent spirits may perceptibly instruct us, both intrinsically and extrinsically. Chapter 3. Dreams, Tokens, and Insights into Futurity. The Ring and the Olive Branch. Procure a ring, it matters not whether it be of gold, provided it bears the resemblance of a wedding band. And it is most advantageous to perform this charm upon the anniversary of your birth. Purchase your ring utilizing a small banknote. Whatever change you receive in return must be bestowed upon the first mendicant you encounter in the street. Should no one solicit alms of you, present the sum to some impoverished individual. For, alas, you need not travel far to discover one to whom your charity will be welcome. Attentively record their words of gratitude, such as God bless you, or wishes of fortune and prosperity, as is customary. Upon returning to your dwelling, transcribe these words onto a sheet of paper at each of its 4 corners. In the center, write the initial 2 letters of your name, your age, and the letters of the planets then reigning as morning and evening stars. Obtain an olive branch and secure the ring to the stalk using a thread that has been steeped throughout the day in a mixture of honey and vinegar, or any compound of opposing elements, both exceedingly sweet and exceedingly sour. Envelop the ring and stalk securely within the inscribed paper, wrapping it repeatedly, and wear it close to your bosom until the 9th hour of the night. Repair then to the nearest churchyard and inter the charm within the grave of a young man who died unmarried. Whilst performing this act, recite the letters of your given name 3 times in reverse order. Return home thereafter, maintaining absolute silence until you retire to bed, which must be accomplished before the 11th hour. Place a light within your hearth or another secure location, and before midnight or approximately at that hour, your future husband will manifest at the foot of your bed, only to vanish shortly thereafter. If you are destined never to marry, no apparition will appear. In that event, should you dream of children before dawn, it signifies that you shall bear them out of wedlock. Should you dream of vast throngs of men, exercise extreme vigilance against a life of dishonor. Chapter 4. The Witch's Chain. Let 3 young women unite to construct a long chain, approximately 1 yard in length, composed of festive juniper and mistletoe berries, securing an oak acorn at the terminus of every link. Precisely before the midnight hour, let them assemble in a private chamber where they shall remain undisturbed. Let them leave a window ajar, remove the key from the keyhole, and suspend it above the mantelpiece. Ensure a robust fire is burning, and place in its center a long, slender log of wood, liberally sprinkled with oil, salt, and fresh earth. Wrap the chain about the log, each maiden participating equally in the endeavor. Afterward, let each fair maiden seat herself, placing upon her left knee a prayer book open to the solemnization of matrimony. Just as the final acorn is consumed by the flames, the future husband shall traverse the room. Each maiden will behold her own destined spouse, though he shall remain invisible to the other vigilant virgins. Those who are not fated to marry will see a coffin, or some distorted figure, cross the chamber. Let all retire to bed immediately, whereupon you shall experience extraordinary dreams. This ritual must be performed exclusively on a Wednesday or Friday night, and upon no other. Chapter 5. Love's Cordial. Combine brandy, rum, gin, wine, and oil of amber, taking 1 teaspoonful of each, along with a tablespoonful of cream and 3 of spring water. Consume this draught as you retire to bed. Recite the following. This mixture of love I take for my potion, / that I of my destiny may have a notion. / Cupid befriend me, new moon be kind, / and show unto me that fate that is designed. You shall subsequently dream of beverages, and, according to the quality or the manner of their presentation, you may discern the station to which you will ascend or descend through marriage. Water portends poverty, and should you dream of an intoxicated man, it is an ill omen indicating that you shall be wed to a drunkard. If you dream of excessive indulgence, you risk falling, at a future epoch, into that melancholy error yourself, unless the utmost vigilance is maintained. Indeed, what spectacle is more lamentable than an inebriated woman? She is unable to safeguard her own honor, dissipates her own wealth and that of her family, and frequently reduces herself to rags. Though adversity is often cited as a pretext for this pernicious habit, it invariably engenders far greater distress than it alleviates. Chapter 6. Love Letters. Upon receipt of a love letter containing any specific declaration of affection, unfold it completely, then fold it into 9 sections. Pin it adjacent to your heart, wearing it thus until your hour of rest, at which time you must place it within your left-hand glove and position it beneath your pillow. Should you dream of gold, diamonds, or any precious gems, your suitor is sincere and his intentions are genuine. If you dream of white linen, you shall lose him to death, and if of flowers, he will prove unfaithful. Should you dream of him embracing or saluting you, he is, at present, deceitful, harboring no true affection but seeking only to entice you into a snare. Chapter 7. Magic Rose. Gather your rose on the 27th day of June. Let it be fully bloomed, and of the most vibrant crimson obtainable. Pluck it between the hours of 3 and 4 in the morning, taking meticulous care that no witness observes the deed. Convey it to your chamber and suspend it over a chafing dish, or any suitable vessel, containing ignited charcoal and sulfur. Hold the rose within the smoke for approximately 5 minutes, and you shall observe a remarkable alteration in the flower. Before the rose cools in the slightest degree, enclose it within a sheet of writing paper upon which you have inscribed your own name, that of the young man you most cherish, the current year, and the name of the morning star reigning in the ascendant at that hour. Fold the paper and seal it neatly with 3 distinct seals. Then hasten to bury the packet at the base of the tree from which the blossom was plucked. Allow it to remain there undisturbed until the 6th of July. Exhuming it at midnight, retire to your bed and place it beneath your pillow. You shall experience a singular and highly momentous dream before dawn, or at least prior to your accustomed hour of rising. You may retain the rose beneath your head for 3 consecutive nights without diminishing the potency of the charm. However, once the ritual is concluded, you must ensure both the rose and the paper are consumed by fire. Chapter 8. Lucky and Unlucky Days, etc. List of unlucky days, which, to those male individuals born upon them, will generally prove unfortunate. January 3rd, 4. February 6th, 7, 12, 13, 19, 20. March 5th, 6, 12, 13. May 12th, 13, 20, 21, 26, 27. June 1st, 2, 9, 10, 16, 17, 22, 23, 24. July 3rd, 4, 10, 11, 16, 17, 18. October 3rd, 4, 9, 10, 11, 16, 17, 31. November 1st, 3. Nearly all individuals born upon the dates enumerated in the preceding table will, to a greater or lesser degree, suffer not only from pecuniary embarrassment and the loss of property, but will also endure profound distress and anxiety of mind. They shall experience considerable dissatisfaction, dissension, and unhappiness within their domestic spheres, marked mutual disaffection among those who are married, anxiety regarding their offspring, such as daughters forming unfortunate attachments, and a variety of other untoward occurrences which the constraints of this work do not permit us to detail. The influence of these days is of a nature designed to arouse in the minds of those born under their sway an extraordinary propensity for speculation, prompting them to alter their affairs and initiate diverse new enterprises, all of which will inevitably converge toward a single outcome: financial ruin and pecuniary distress. Individuals who risk their capital on credit in novel ventures or agreements are highly likely to encounter impediments or disruptions to the advancement of their designs. Those who commit to agreements intended to be permanent, whether purchases, leases, partnerships, or any other venture of a nature that cannot easily be liquidated or relinquished, will sorely regret their transactions. They shall find their affairs periodically disrupted and unsettled, experiencing numerous disappointments in financial matters, distress arising from bills of exchange, and will require all their diligence and resourcefulness to sustain their declining credit. Indeed, almost every undertaking and transaction initiated by persons born upon these days will suffer some form of setback or obstruction. Furthermore, the majority of individuals born on these dates will be predisposed to weakness or sprains in the knees and ankles, as well as to afflictions and injuries of the lower limbs. List of unlucky days, which, to those individuals born upon them, will generally prove unfortunate. January 5th, 6, 13, 14, 20, and 21. February 2nd, 3, 9, 10, 16, 17, 22, and 23. March 1st, 2, 8, 9, 16, 17, 28, and 29. April 24th and 26th. May 1st, 2, 9, 17, 22, 29, and 30. June 5th, 6, 12, 13, 18, and 19. July 3rd and 4th. September 9th and 16th. October 20th and 27th. November 9th, 10, 21, 29, and 30. December 6th, 14, and 21. We especially counsel all females born upon these days to exercise the utmost caution against bestowing their affections too precipitately, as they shall otherwise be subject to disappointments and vexations in that regard. It would be far more prudent for them to be guided by the counsel of their friends rather than by their own inclinations. They shall prove less fortunate in the placement of their affections than in any other undertaking of their lives, as a great number of these marriages are destined to terminate in separation, divorce, and other such adversities. Their courtships are liable to culminate in ill-fated elopements and other outcomes that require no further explanation. Our readers must be well aware that undertakings of great import initiated at inauspicious times, by those born during periods when the stars exert their malignant influence, can seldom, if ever, yield any favorable outcome. It is for this reason that we endeavor to present a precise exposition derived from accurate astrological data, so that, through diligent vigilance and circumspection, they may avoid wandering into those bewildering labyrinths from which only such attentiveness can deliver them. The list of days we have provided above is conducive to precipitate and clandestine unions, marriages contracted under highly unfavorable circumstances, troublesome attachments, and, as a natural consequence, the displeasure of friends alongside domestic discord, disputes, and familial estrangement. We now present our readers with a list of days usually deemed fortunate, concerning courtship, matrimony, and amorous affairs in general. Individuals born upon the subsequent days may anticipate favorable courtships and prospects of marriage, which are destined to reach a felicitous conclusion. January 1st, 2, 15, 26, 27, 28. February 11th, 21, 25, 26. March 10th, 24. April 6th, 15, 16, 20, 28. May 3rd, 13, 18, 31. June 10th, 11, 15, 22, 25. July 9th, 14, 15, 18. August 6th, 7, 10, 11, 19, 20, 25. September 4th, 8, 9, 17, 18, 23. October 3rd, 7, 16, 21, 22. November 5th, 14, 20. December 14th, 15, 19, 20, 22, 23, 25. Although the majority, indeed nearly all individuals born upon the days designated in the foregoing list, are likely to encounter prospects of matrimony or become engaged in some romantic liaison of extraordinary significance, it must not be assumed that the outcome will be uniform for every person. For some, these affairs will culminate in marriage, for others in disappointment, and certain individuals will run the risk of forming attachments of a decidedly troublesome nature. We shall, therefore, in order to enable our readers to distinguish between them, provide a comprehensive and valuable catalog indicating who among them is most likely to marry. Those born within the parameters of the subsequent list of hours, upon any of the aforementioned days, shall be the most likely to wed, or will, at the very least, enjoy courtships destined for a felicitous resolution. List of fortunate hours. January 2nd. From 30 minutes past 10 until 15 minutes past 11 in the morning, and from 15 minutes before 9 until 15 minutes before 11 at night. 15th. From 30 minutes past 9 until 15 minutes past 10 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 7 until 15 minutes past 11 at night. 26th. From 30 minutes past 8 until 15 minutes past 9 in the morning, and from 7 until 15 minutes past 10 at night. February 11th and 12th. From 30 minutes past 7 until 15 minutes past 8 in the morning, and from 15 minutes past 6 until 15 minutes before 9 at night. 21st. From 7 until 15 minutes before 8 in the morning, and from 15 minutes past 5 until 15 minutes before 8 at night. 25th and 26th. From 15 minutes before 7 until 30 minutes past 7 in the morning, and from 15 minutes before 5 until 30 minutes past 7 in the evening. March 10th. From 5 until 15 minutes before 6 in the morning, and from 4 in the afternoon until 15 minutes before 7 in the evening. April 6th. From 15 minutes past 4 until 5 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 2 until 15 minutes past 5 in the afternoon. 20th. From 30 minutes past 3 until 15 minutes past 4 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 1 until 15 minutes past 4 in the afternoon. May 3rd. From 15 minutes before 3 until 30 minutes past 3 in the morning, and from 15 minutes before 1 until 30 minutes past 3 in the afternoon. 18th. From 2 until 15 minutes before 3 in the morning, and from 12 at noon until 15 minutes before 3 in the afternoon. 28th. From 15 minutes before 1 until 30 minutes past 2 in the morning, and from 15 minutes before 12 at noon until 30 minutes past 2 in the afternoon. 31st. From 15 minutes before 1 until 30 minutes past 1 in the morning, and from 15 minutes past 10 in the morning until 15 minutes before 1 in the afternoon. June 10th and 11th. From 15 minutes from 12 at night until 1 in the morning. 15th. From 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon, and from 15 minutes before 12 at night until 15 minutes before 1 in the morning. 25th. From 15 minutes past 9 in the morning until 12 at noon, and from 11 until 12 at night. 29th. From 9 in the morning until 15 minutes before 12 at noon, and from 15 minutes before 11 until 15 minutes before 12 at night. July 9th. From 15 minutes past 8 until 11 in the morning, and from 10 until 11 at night. 14th and 15th. From 8 until 11 in the morning, and from 10 until 11 at night. 28th. From 7 until 10 in the morning, and from 9 until 10 at night. August 6th and 7th. From 30 minutes past 6 until 15 minutes past 9 in the morning, and from 15 minutes past 8 until 15 minutes past 9 at night. 10th and 11th. From 15 minutes past 6 until 9 in the morning, and from 8 until 9 in the evening. 19th and 20th. From 30 minutes past 5 until 30 minutes past 8 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 7 until 30 minutes past 8 in the evening. 25th. From 15 minutes past 5 until 8 in the morning, and from 7 until 8 in the evening. September 4th. From 15 minutes before 5 until 30 minutes past 7 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 6 until 30 minutes past 7 in the evening. 8th and 9th. From 30 minutes past 4 until 15 minutes past 7 in the morning, and from 15 minutes past 6 until 15 minutes past 7 in the evening. 17th and 18th. From 5 until 15 minutes before 5 in the morning, and from 15 minutes before 6 until 15 minutes before 7 in the evening. From 30 minutes past 3 until 30 minutes past 5 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 5 until 30 minutes past 6 in the evening. October 3rd. From 3 until 15 minutes before 6 in the morning, and from 15 minutes past 4 until 15 minutes past 5 in the afternoon. 7th. From 15 minutes before 3 until 30 minutes past 5 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 4 until 30 minutes past 5 in the afternoon. 16th. From 2 until 5 in the morning, and from 4 until 5 in the afternoon. 21st and 22nd. From 15 minutes before 2 until 30 minutes past 4 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 3 until 15 minutes past 4 in the afternoon. November 5th. From 1 until 15 minutes before 4 in the morning, and from 15 minutes before 3 until 15 minutes before 4 in the afternoon. 14th. From 15 minutes past 12 until 3 in the morning, and from 2 until 3 in the afternoon. 20th. From 15 minutes before 12 until 15 minutes past 2 in the morning, and from 15 minutes past 1 until 2 in the afternoon. December 14th and 15th. From 10 until 30 minutes past 12 in the morning, and from 12 at noon until 15 minutes before 1 in the afternoon. 18th and 19th. From 15 minutes before 10 at night until 15 minutes past 5 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 11 until 15 minutes past 12 at night. January 3rd. From 30 minutes past 10 until 15 minutes past 11 in the morning, and from 15 minutes before 9 until 15 minutes past 11 at night. 12th and 13th. From 15 minutes past 9 until 10 in the morning, and from 15 minutes before 8 to 30 minutes past 10 at night. 18th. From 9 until 15 minutes before 10 in the morning, and from 15 minutes past 7 until 10 at night. 27th. From 9 until 15 minutes before 10 in the morning, and from 7 until 15 minutes before 10 at night. February 1st. From 8 until 30 minutes past 8 in the morning, and from 6 until 30 minutes past 8 in the evening. 11th and 12th. From 15 minutes before 8 until 50 minutes past 8 in the morning, and from 15 minutes before 6 until 30 minutes past 8 in the evening. 17th. From 7 until 15 minutes before 8 in the morning, and from 15 minutes past 5 until 8 in the evening. March 1st. From 30 minutes past 6 until 15 minutes past 7 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 4 until 15 minutes past 7 in the evening. 16th and 17th. From 30 minutes past 5 until 15 minutes past 6 in the morning, and from 15 minutes before 4 until 30 minutes past 6 in the evening. 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th. From 30 minutes past 5 until 30 minutes past 6 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 3 until 15 minutes past 6 in the evening. 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. From 15 minutes past 5 until 15 minutes before 6 in the morning, and from 15 minutes past 3 until 6 in the evening. April 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. From 30 minutes past 4 until 30 minutes past 5 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 2 until 5 in the afternoon. 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. From 15 minutes before 4 until 15 minutes before 5 in the morning, and from 2 until 30 minutes past 4 in the afternoon. 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. From 30 minutes past 4 in the morning, and from 15 minutes before 2 until 30 minutes past 4 in the afternoon. 25th, 26th, 27th, and 28th. From 3 until 4 in the morning, and from 15 minutes past 1 until 15 minutes before 4 in the afternoon. May 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. From 15 minutes past 2 until 15 minutes past 3 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 12 at noon until 15 minutes past 3 in the afternoon. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. From 2 until 3 in the morning, and from 15 minutes past 12 at noon until 3 in the afternoon. 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. From 15 minutes before 2 until 15 minutes before 3 in the morning, and from 12 at noon until 15 minutes before 3 in the afternoon. 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th. From 15 minutes past 1 until 15 minutes past 2 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 11 in the forenoon until 15 minutes past 2 in the afternoon. June 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. From 15 minutes past 10 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon, and from 15 minutes past 12 at night until 15 minutes past 1 the next morning. 11th. From 15 minutes past 10 in the morning until 15 minutes before 1 in the afternoon, and from 12 at night until 1 the next morning. 20th, from 30 minutes past 9 in the morning until 12 at noon, and from 11 until 12 at night. 25th, from 15 minutes past 9 in the morning until 15 minutes past 12 at noon, and from 11 until 12 at night. July 5th, from 15 minutes before 8 until 15 minutes past 10 in the morning, and from 15 minutes before 10 until 15 minutes before 11 at night. 9th, from 15 minutes past 8 until 11 in the morning, and from 15 minutes past 10 until 11 at night. 19th, from 30 minutes past 7 until 10 in the morning, and from 15 minutes past 9 until 15 minutes past 10 at night. 24th, from 7 until 15 minutes before 10 in the morning, and from 9 until 10 at night. August 2nd and 3rd, from 30 minutes past 6 until 15 minutes before 9 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 8 until 30 minutes past 9 at night. 6th, from 15 minutes before 6 until 9 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 7 until 30 minutes past 8 at night. From 15 minutes past 5 until 8 in the morning, and from 15 minutes past 7 until 15 minutes past 8 at night. September 1st, from 4 until 15 minutes before 7 in the morning, and from 6 until 7 in the evening. 5th, from 30 minutes past 4 until 15 minutes before 7 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 6 until 30 minutes past 7 in the evening. 14th, from 15 minutes before 4 until 30 minutes past 6 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 5 until 30 minutes past 6 in the evening. 29th, from 15 minutes before 3 until 30 minutes past 5 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 4 until 30 minutes past 5 in the evening. October 3rd, from 3 until 15 minutes before 6 in the morning, and from 15 minutes before 5 until 15 minutes before 6 in the evening. 12th, from 15 minutes past 3 until 5 in the morning, and from 15 minutes before 4 until 30 minutes past 4 in the afternoon. 18th and 19th, from 30 minutes past 1 until 4 in the morning, and from 15 minutes before 3 until 30 minutes past 4 in the afternoon. November 10th and 11th, from 30 minutes past 12 at night until 15 minutes past 3 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 1 until 30 minutes past 2 in the afternoon. 15th and 16th, from 12 at night until 15 minutes before 3 in the morning, and from 15 minutes past 1 until 2 in the afternoon. 29th and 30th, from 15 minutes past 11 at night until 2 in the morning, and from 1 until 15 minutes before 2 in the afternoon. December 8th and 9th, from 15 minutes past 10 at night until 1 in the morning, and from 30 minutes past 12 at noon until 30 minutes past 1 in the afternoon. 14th, 15th, and 16th, from 10 at night until 15 minutes before 1 in the morning, and from 15 minutes before 12 until 30 minutes past 12 at noon. 23rd and 24th, from 15 minutes past 11 until 12 at noon, and from 15 minutes past 9 until 12 at night. 28th, from 15 minutes past 10 until 11 in the morning, and from 9 until 15 minutes before 12 at night. We do not presume to assert that every individual born during the aforementioned times will be exempt from all manner of trouble throughout the course of their lives. We do, however, maintain that they shall never sink below mediocrity. Even domestic servants and those of impoverished parentage will possess certain superior qualities, find admission into refined society, receive considerable notice from their superiors, and, notwithstanding any intervening difficulties, establish themselves in the world, rising far above the station of their birth. It has frequently been recorded, and though it is a singular observation, experience has demonstrated its veracity, that an event of significant import is certain to befall a woman in her 31st year. Whether she be single or married, this occurrence may portend either her welfare or some great adversity or temptation. We therefore advise her to be cautious and circumspect in all her actions. Should she be a maiden or a widow, it is highly probable that she will marry during this year. If she be a wife, she may perchance lose either her children or her husband. She shall either acquire wealth or journey to a foreign land. At all events, some circumstance of moment will transpire during this remarkable year of her life that will exert a profound influence upon her future fortune and existence. A similar rule is applicable to men in their 42nd year, a proposition of which so many instances have been verified that its truth is beyond question. Observe always to secure a lease for an odd number of years, as even terms are not propitious. The first 3 days of the moon are the most favorable for the signing of legal documents, whilst the first 5 days, as well as the 24th, are most auspicious for any new undertaking. Yet we must acknowledge that much depends upon our own industry and perseverance, and that by strictly discharging our duty to God and man, we may frequently overcome the malign influence of an adverse planet or a day designated as unlucky in the Book of Fate. Chapter 9. Metrogrammatism, or the art of fortune-telling by the transposition of names. It has frequently been remarked, though it is a fact by no means commonly known, that the names bestowed upon children at the baptismal font, when conjoined with their family or surnames and added to the titles that may be conferred upon them in later life, often portend many of the circumstances and events which may befall those upon whom such names have been devolved. Indeed, had parents paid greater attention to this branch of astrological divination, those names that were inauspicious might, through diligent care, have been avoided, whilst those of a more fortunate description could have been selected for their offspring, rendered still more valuable and propitious by being allied with others of a similar nature. In order that our readers may obtain a clearer insight into this branch of fortune-telling, which appears to have been strangely neglected by modern practitioners, we shall present a few specimens of this admirable system of discovering the events of our checkered existence, from the study of which they will readily learn how to avoid bestowing upon their children such appellations as are of a malevolent nature, whilst simultaneously perceiving how the secret influence of the stars presiding at our nativity operates in the most minute manner, even to the determination of that name at our baptism, which frequently reveals to its bearer, could they but then comprehend it, those events destined to occur in the course of their life. Of the antiquity of this science, it is scarcely necessary to speak. Nevertheless, it may be well to observe that it was formerly held in the highest repute among the astrologers of early ages, and even some of our ancient writers did not disdain to advocate its cause. One of these, the celebrated Camden, has in his remains bequeathed to posterity an excellent treatise on this subject. He attributes the origin of this invention to the era of Moses, and conceives that it may have played some part in the mystical tradition, subsequently designated the Kabbalah, communicated by that divine lawgiver to the chosen 70. That this art was practiced by the ancient Egyptians is beyond dispute, as there survive to this day several names of Egyptian monarchs which, when transposed, clearly indicate the principal events of their reigns. The Greeks likewise practiced this art, yet we find no examples of it among the Romans, an omission somewhat surprising, given that their seers, astrologers, and sibyls practiced almost every species of divination. Among modern nations, the French appear to have distinguished themselves by their proficiency in this discipline, which Camden notes they exceedingly admire and celebrate for its profound antiquity and mystical import. Indeed, to such a height did that nation carry the practice of this art in former ages that registers of auspicious and inauspicious names were maintained, and particular care was taken when naming a child to select only those appellations which, by transposition, could be resolved into some fortunate signification. Yet this precaution frequently failed, for even those very names which, when transposed, yielded a propitious meaning, would, upon a secondary transposition, occasionally indicate quite the reverse, thereby confounding those who sought to confound the stars. Having thus introduced this subject to our readers and fully demonstrated its antiquity, it remains only to present such specimens of the art as will enable them to analyze their own names, and by so doing become acquainted with the principal occurrences of their lives, whether destined for their future benefit or adversity, and, in the case of the latter, utilize such foreknowledge to mitigate or prevent these consequences through caution and prudent conduct. We shall draw these examples from the names of well-known personages, whereby it will immediately be seen how direct is the connection between an individual's name and the chief events of their life. Let us begin with the name of Bonaparte, which is perhaps the most complete specimen of the art we could possibly present to our readers, and which, when properly transposed, fully reveals in each anagram the character of the man, and points to that unfortunate event in his life which ultimately proved his ruin. Thus, Napoleon Bonaparte. No, appear not on Elba. In the name of Wellington, we discover the elements of his future glory. Arthur Wellesley, Duke of Wellington. Let well-foiled Gaul secure thy renown. The same is observable in the name of Nelson. Thus, Horatio Nelson. Honor is from the Nile, which in English means honor is to be found at the Nile. In the name of Sir Francis Burdett we find frantic disturbers, which fully prophesies the busy scenes of popular riot and disturbance in which he would be engaged. In the name of the late lamented Princess Charlotte, we have another proof of the infallibility of this art. Thus, Princess Charlotte Augusta of Wales, p. Her august race is lost. Oh, fatal news! The subsequent anagram on James VI of Scotland fully demonstrates that his future fortune was predicted at his baptism. Thus, Charles James Stuart claims Arthur's seat, and accordingly, upon the demise of Queen Elizabeth, he became James I of England, thereby possessing the throne which the name bestowed at his birth had so clearly foretold. The foregoing examples will suffice to instruct our readers in this highly entertaining and infallible method of discerning future events. It is necessary to observe that certain names cannot be easily resolved into distinct words without the addition or subtraction of one or more letters. This license is always permissible as, for example, the substitution of K for C, I for J, V for U, and vice versa. These illustrations will amply demonstrate the infallibility of this art, and many of our readers will discover, upon transposing the letters of their own names in a similar manner, that their future prosperity or adversity is thereby clearly indicated. Chapter 10. Days of the Week. Their importance at the natal hour. An infant born on Sunday shall enjoy longevity and acquire wealth. A child born on Monday shall be weak and effeminate. Tuesday is more inauspicious still. Though a child born on this day may, through extraordinary vigilance, master the inordinate desires to which he will be prone, he shall nevertheless, in his reckless endeavors to gratify them, remain in peril of a violent death. The child born on Wednesday shall be devoted to a studious life, from which he shall derive great benefit. A child born on Thursday shall attain high honor and dignity. He who claims Friday as his natal day shall possess a robust constitution, though he may perhaps be addicted to the pleasures of love. Saturday remains another ill-omened day. The majority of children born on this day shall be of a heavy, dull, and obstinate temperament. Their influence otherwise. If an individual has his measurement taken for new apparel on a Sunday, he shall experience sorrow and lamentation. If on a Monday, he shall be blessed with abundant food and provisions. If on a Tuesday, his garments shall be consumed by fire. If on a Wednesday, he shall enjoy happiness and tranquility. If on Thursday, he shall be good and propitious. If on a Friday, he shall suffer imprisonment. If on a Saturday, he shall encounter numerous hardships and misfortunes. If one dons a new suit of clothes on a Sunday, he shall experience happiness and ease. If on a Monday, his garments shall be rent. If on a Tuesday, his apparel shall catch fire, even should he stand in water. If on a Wednesday, he shall readily obtain another suit. If on a Thursday, his attire shall appear neat and elegant. If on a Friday, so long as the garments remain new, he shall be happy and delighted. If on a Saturday, he shall be stricken with illness. If an individual dons a new suit of clothes in the morning, he shall become wealthy and prosperous. If at noon, he shall appear elegant. If near sunset, he shall be reduced to wretchedness. If in the evening, his illness shall persist. If a person bathes on Sunday, he shall experience affliction. If on Monday, his possessions shall increase. If on Tuesday, he shall labor under anxiety of mind. If on Wednesday, he shall increase in beauty. If on Thursday, his property shall multiply. If on Friday, all his sins shall be forgiven him. If on Saturday, all his ailments shall be removed. For the purpose of shaving, for days of the week are preferable to the remainder. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The other three are malevolent and inauspicious. The fortunate days for business are the first 3 days of the moon's age. For marriage, the 7th, 9th, and 12th. For requesting favors, the 14th, 15th, and 17th, though one must beware of the 16th and 21st. To answer correspondence, one should, if possible, select an odd day of the moon. To travel by land, choose the waxing of the moon, and to embark upon the ocean, choose its wane. March is a propitious month for commencing a new building, and it is singular, yet nevertheless deemed true, that it is highly advantageous to inaugurate a concert hall, a music shop, or to begin a new musical composition on the eve of Saint Cecilia. It is not advisable to marry upon one's own birthday, nor upon the feast day of any martyr. Every other saint's day, however, is fortunate in this regard. Neither is it auspicious for a woman to marry in colored attire. Let her garments be as white as possible, unless she be a widow, in which case she may choose some pleasing hue, though she must beware of green and yellow. To encounter a funeral procession whilst proceeding to church to solemnize the nuptial knot betokens the death of one's firstborn child in its infancy. To encounter a white horse when journeying upon any specific business is an augury of success, whilst a piebald horse portends favor if one is going to request a boon. To be followed by an unfamiliar dog is fortunate, particularly for a gentleman who goes a-courting. Should a stray pigeon fly into a house to which it does not belong, it is a portent of sickness. Should it alight upon a bed, it signifies death. However, the presence of 2 pigeons is an omen of a wedding. Never retrieve a solitary glove from the street, for it is highly inauspicious. Never relate any dream before breakfast, nor any dream whatsoever that has been induced by means of a charm. Do you want access to this and all the complete audiobooks on the channel, plus the ebook version? Click the link in the description or scan the QR code in the left corner of the screen to access our library, where you can listen to your favorite esoteric books without ad interruptions, lock your screen, or use other apps while the narration plays, and even download the ebook version to follow along as you listen. Listen on your computer via web browser, or download the app from the Play Store. After subscribing, you will receive an email with your login details, password, and step-by-step instructions on how to access the books through the Hotmart app.